Hey, what's going on, guys? Time for an EDC update. I'll talk a little bit about some changes I've made, some things I've been carrying, things that work, things that don't work. So first thing is, I think on my last EDC update, you've seen this little pocket Olight. This is the Going Gear version, the limited edition color. This resided on my keys for a very long time and worked out great. You can see a little bit of the discoloration, just from banging around a little bit, but the anodization has held up fairly well considering all the banging around it's gotten. Fantastic little flashlight. I mean, I love the thing, but I took it off my keys because I'm giving this to my friend. My friend got a Chrysler 200 as well in the Auburn color. So she asked me recently, she's like, I know you have a bunch of flashlights. Is there any one you can spare? And I decided to give this one to her to throw in the little console just because it matched the car. It's that simple, because I'm an awesome friend like that. So yes, this flashlight is going, but it is an awesome little flashlight. I'm trying to, I go back and forth with the keys constantly. My biggest goal is to keep the keys as consolidated as possible because most of the time they're either hanging on my belt loop in my pants or more times than not they're in my pocket. And having a bunch of other stuff on me constantly, I don't want bulky keys. Trust me, if I can deal with bulky keys, or if bulky keys weren't a problem, I'd have so many friggin' things on my keys I wouldn't be able to fit it in the screen. I'd have every EDC gadget you can think of, but I hate that. Plus, it's hanging down, in the car, in the ignition. I know a lot of people say not to have heavy keys because they, wear out your ignition. I don't know, growing up, my mother had a crap load of stuff on her keys, and I can tell you she had a Ford Escort wagon, and at some point, the key was worn down enough where, while the car was running, you can just take it out. In fact, I used to always screw around with her, and while she's driving, I took the key out, and I threatened to throw it out the window, which of course was not a very nice thing to do, but yes, it did wear out the teeth on the key, just having all that weight on there. Regardless whether it's an issue or not, I just don't like having a fat set of keys in my pocket. So anyway, this is going to my friend. So let's talk about the firearm, just because it's here and you can obviously see some ammo over there. It was unloaded because I don't want anyone to be concerned or worried for me. I promise everything's safe for the video. Although when I do carry this gun, it is fully loaded and ready to go all the time. So it's just a matter of being safe. Always handle your weapons and your tools safely and you will not have any problems. So, this is the Taurus. Still love this this gun. I've had this for, I want to say 2 years now, almost 2 years, and I love it. It doesn't get a whole lot of range time. I say since I've had it, I probably only put about 400 rounds to it, and I would say probably 250 to 300 were 38 special. So at least half, if not slightly more than half, were 38 special rounds. The rest were 357 Magnum. I do like to shoot 357 Magnum just because that's what I do carrying it. And although, having a gun like this where you can have the option to shoot something a little less powerful for practice, you do want to practice with the load that you're going to have on you. If you're used to firing 38 special all the time and you get used to that kind of kick, and then, God forbid, you do need to use your gun and you have 357 in there, it's going to act differently to you and you might be surprised by that. So just like anything else, if you're trying to get, muscle memory down, do it with the ammo you're going to carry. And, please, if you are carrying a gun for defense or, whatever your purpose is to carry a firearm legally, please do at least practice with the exact round you're going to carry. The number one reason, obviously, would be to make sure that that particular round or that specific load will work in your gun. There's so many people out there that shoot cheap ball ammo constantly just to practice with, and then they'll throw in hollow points. This is, I think, especially more important with a semi-automatic gun, just because you do have feeding issues. But even with revolvers, I would get used to the very exact load. And for this this recent carry, I've used this in the past before. These are the Spear Gold Dots. Jacketed hollow points. They're nice, they work, plus P ammo. So that's what I've been carrying in this. And I've gone back and forth between different types of ammo for carry. And, to me, as long as I have a hollow point, I'm okay. As far as plus P or just standard 357 Magnum loads, I prefer plus P, just for a little bit more punch, maybe a little bit more velocity. but I feel secure with just a standard 357 Magnum load. So I do prefer the hollow points though, for two reasons. One is it will dump more energy into the person that you're shooting, but I think what a lot of people do focus on too with hollow points are always considered these horrible, bad, terrible things that, oh my God, why do you want to destroy someone more? What's wrong with a regular bullet? You have to use these crazy, insane, extra destructive bullets. Well, you know, the fact remains that having a hollow point for defense is much more, let's say, public friendly. Because if you do hit who you mean to hit, the threat, someone who's threatening your life, you have a better chance of it stopping once it hits that person. Okay, so it's twofold. First off, you're dumping all the energy into that person, but second of all, you're lessening the chances of that round passing right through the bad guy and going right across the street into the good person. All right, so there is a purpose for hollow points, and I think it is definitely by far the the majority pick for a self-defense round. But anyway, Taurus gets a bad rap as far as quality and stuff. This is the only Taurus firearm I've ever had. I love this gun. This is the 617 SS, and I couldn't have been happier with it. I have no experience with Taurus semi-automatics. I've heard there are some issues, but you know what? Every gun company, every gun model has their issues. All right, it's just a matter of preference, really. But this one's worked out great. For the price, you really can't beat it. Would I prefer Smith & Wesson? Absolutely. Sure. I prefer a Ruger too, and maybe in the future I'll get them. But for now, this is what I have, and I feel very confident with it, and I would feel confident enough to defend my life with this gun. So it's treated me very well. As far as the holster, still using that same inside the waistband Theis holster. Showed this before. I'm not sure if I actually reviewed this one, but when I put the gun away, I always put my thumb over the hammer. Of course, it has an exposed hammer, which I do prefer, so I can shoot, single action or double action. But when I'm putting it inside of my holster, I will put my thumb on here so it does not accidentally grab that anywhere and cock the gun. Okay, but this is a perfect fit. This is a leather Kydex mix. Okay, it works great. So that's the setup I have for the firearm. It is heavy, but I'm used to carrying it by now. It's only, sometimes I'll be more aware of the weight when I switch from, say, my little Kel-Tec, which is amazing, the thing disappears on you, to something like that, or to my Glock 36. Those are the three main guns that I carry. The Taurus 617, the Glock 36, which is a single stack 45, it's the most compact 45 Glock, and the Kel-Tec P3 AT, which is a 380 auto. So anyway, that's the gun stuff. Let's put those off to the side. Wallet. Still carrying the big skinny. Yes, you see stitch starting to fray just a little bit. That is the only problem with this wallet. This wallet is fantastic and still super skinny. I really do like this. I've always been a leather wallet guy, but that being said, if you trace back all my EDC videos, I have carried another nylon type wallet besides this. If you're gonna go with something other than leather, I would really recommend these big skinny wallets, or at least something that's very similar to it. This extremely thin nylon type material really does cut the bulk of your wallet. I mean, it's amazing. It's very comfortable to carry. And believe me, this thing is packed with crap. So very happy about that. And still, as far as EDC stuff goes, I still do have my, pull it out here without exposing some of the other stuff. Let me see. But I also still have that pocket lockpick set that I reviewed before. Just keep it in there, just to be there. No intended purpose, but one day if I need it, hopefully I remember it's in there. So there you go, there's the wallet. Okay, keys. I love the little modular system that I have. Now, I've showed this before. I have my basic keys, which, for work and for the house, things of that nature, which are always on me. These keys are always on me just like this. The only tool on these keys is the pocket widgie bar, or the micro widgie bar. Got this from CountyCom. You can see, you can find these on eBay now, or at least for a while they've been available on eBay. The exact same government issued ones. There's a few different sizes depending on your needs. I like this one just because it's the most compact. This thing does come in handy. When I need to scrape crap, and I really want to save my blades because I don't want to scrape things with my nice sharp knives, this is my buddy. I've used this to pull little nails out. It's got a nail puller right there, as well as on the front. I've used this a lot to take thick staples out of things, you know, big staple gun staples. It's a really versatile little tool. So I do use it all the time. It's got a heavy patina on it and it has not rusted at all. This thing's been soaking wet before. So it works out good. Now, what I have added is the grasshopper, Spyderco grasshopper. This was a gift from a viewer. It's got the cutlery lever on there, and it is amazing. I love it. And every time I open this, I remember everyone who watches the videos. It reminds me of YouTube. It reminds me of all the great people I've met over the years and all nice things that people have done for me. So I absolutely love it. Plus, you know, you can get a good 3 fingers on this. Even though it's a slip joint, it is very, very capable. And I really, really love it. So the reason I put that on there is because I still have the Spyderco Bug on my Monte Carlo key set, which I love. Still love the Bug. But I don't always have these keys now. So I wanted to make sure that no matter what, I would still have a knife on my keys every single day. So I do have a, you know, slip joint on my keys every day now. And I use this little crab claw to switch between whatever car key, you know, depending on what car I'm using. So if I'm using the Monte Carlo, just pop that on there. And I have my key set for the day. You know, if I'm using the other car, Chrysler 200, I just pop just this key on here. Obviously, this key is a lot bulkier. It is what it is. I wish it was just the key, but it's got the alarm system in there and the trunk opener. It's all unnecessary stuff. I don't like big fat keys, but like I said, it is what it is. So if I have the new car, this is the setup for the day. And that's it. So it's nice and modular, and I put these away when I'm not using them. So those are the keys. Phone is still the same. Still have my iPhone. This is the 4S. Still have the Magpul case. I don't think I ever really did a review on this. I don't think it needs to be reviewed. It's awesome. If you like the style of case, you like the way it looks, it works. It's been fine. It hasn't scratched. I mean, this phone gets totally abused. There's not a single scratch on this thing. Obviously, it's open-faced. I was really, really used to the Vaja case for my 3S, which I loved. And I would love, absolutely love, the Vaja case for the 4. But they're really nice Italian cases, and a lot of them have real silver accents and stuff like that. So definitely pricey. Like, I think $150, $175, something like that. Maybe in the future. I don't know. It's not a top priority right now. But this Magpul case is amazing. And I've said this before, but as much as I like my gun stuff, this is the only Magpul part I've ever had. So there you have it. But I am extremely happy with it. It functions exactly like it should. And like I said, it's extremely durable. So if you're in the market for a case like this and you want to be uber tactical, you got to have a Magpul phone case, right? So anyway, that's the phone. And what else? Yes, this. I've talked about this before, and I actually showed this exact same setup minus one thing. This is the Maxpedition micro case. Okay, this is their smallest offering. I've showed this. I actually reviewed just this case with the same stuff in here. I mentioned I do carry sometimes for EDC. Now, there's 2 ways I carry this case. I loaded it up to show you the one way, but this is carried less often like this and more often like something else, which I'll explain in a second. But occasionally, I have been carrying this just like this. I have the Lansky sharpening system here. I have a Leatherman, not the Sidekick. This is a Leatherman. I have a brain fart. I don't want to look. I don't want to cheat. I know what it is. I'm telling you, all the gear, knives and stuff. It's a lot of memory. You got to remember a lot of stuff. Wingman. I knew it was in my brain. It was there sometimes. Sometimes I'll forget something like, oh my God, your cutlery lover. How'd you not know that? I don't know everything. I'm not even close to knowing everything. There's too much stuff to remember. But yes, this is the Leatherman Wingman, and it is one of my favorite, for the price, probably my favorite multi-tool, hands down. Really a lot to offer for what these cost. But I temporarily forgot it for a second. Anyway, yes, full-size multi-tool is very capable, very, very handy. I have the Maxpedition Ferox as a backup blade, total beater knife. I have a Husky Torx Bic set, and I have the Sharpie in here. Now, behind all this stuff here, I have the Quick Clot, you know, just in case the trauma, you know, stop the bleeding deal. And I have a moleskin little notepad here. The only addition you haven't seen before is I added one of my specs. This was lost. This was lost in the woods, and last winter in the snow it came off, and when everything thawed and melted, I found it at my friend's house, which is awesome. But now I have two of them because my amazing friend Laura had sent me, well, I told her the story nonchalantly and she surprised me and got me a replacement. So now I have two of them, one to keep on my zipper pull. I will be reviewing this. I love these little lights, and I love that it just comes with a little carabiner clip, because you can just pop that right on the zipper pull on your hoodies or jacket or whatever, and you always have light at the ready. But anyway, I have this in here. Now this is the lesser carried, setup. Why? Because it's really heavy. There's no way around it. Full-size multi-tool, sharpening system, another knife, it's a heavy pack of crap. Now, if you can carry it, it's great. I've carried this in my left-hand pocket with the cell phone, on the outside in the mesh, just like I showed you, just like that. But what I've done is, more recently, I've taken out all the stuff in the front here. I kept the moleskin pack in the back. I've kept the the marker, and I've added two different types of pens. I kept the quick clot, and I put my cell phone in here instead. I'm taking out all the weight of the sharpener, the multi-tool, the Torx pick set, and the extra knife, replacing with just a cell phone and two pens. It's been an awesome, awesome setup. Very, very carryable. Carryable? You're gonna carry it much more often because it's not a huge brick in your pocket. This, much more convenient, but extremely heavy. You will know all day long exactly how convenient your crap is, because it'll be weighing your pants down. But like I said, removing most of this stuff and just having the phone in the pocket, if nothing else, even if you, I don't know, if you don't want to carry a bunch of extra stuff, you're just a very simple person, you got your knife in your right-hand pocket, maybe a small multi-tool down in the pocket or a flashlight or something. If you have an open-face cell phone like I do, and you really want to protect it, want to keep it, nice and shiny and fingerprint-free and all that other kind of crap, these little micro cases are amazing just for this. Specifically, just to keep your cell phone in. You don't even need to use these straps. You don't need to add pens or anything like that. But just to keep your cell phone in here, just having this micro case, it will protect it. And you can see in comparison, it will hold slightly bigger phones. I guess the Galaxy, I don't know a lot about cell phones these days, but I know some of them are bigger than the iPhones. And it will accommodate a whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of different ones. Even if you want to do something simple, like I said, just keep your cell phone in there, pad of paper and some pens. There you go. But it is a nice little option. The micro case, however, I honestly think it's perfect for EDC. But here's the problem that persists with this, is that I know people who've gotten this and they find it's too small. They get into the mindset of, okay, well, I want to carry a case. But then, you get into this weird situation where, when's it enough? When's it too much? They say, okay, I want to get this little case. This is perfect. I'm just going to keep this, and this in there. Then you go, wait a minute. I got my multi-tool. Okay, cool. I got my sharpener, got my extra knife, got the pen, or everything's cool. Wait a minute. I need a full-size flashlight to go with this. I don't have any more straps. So what happens? You bump it up to the next size. And then you add your little flashlights and all that crap, and you go, oh man, I need a little first aid kit. And you bump it up to the next size. And eventually you end up with this huge friggin' backpack of stuff, and you go, you know what? I don't want to carry this. It's too heavy. So every single size of these pouches, whether it's Max Position or whether it's a different company, Spec Ops makes a couple of them. There's a bunch of different companies that are doing stuff like this. These little pouches. These are fantastic for EDC. But really think about what you want to carry on you. It's going to be a constant balance of how much weight to how prepared you really want to be. Guys like Avco, yes, huge shout out to Mike. He totally works these things, all right? And he's probably one of the most prepared people I've ever seen in person. A lot of people talk a big game, but he's proved it to me. Met him in person, and he actually had all the stuff on him. These pouches are great for a guy like that because he uses it all the time, and he doesn't mind the weight, and he's super prepared. But if you're going to be one of these people that load one of these out, and then you go, oh, it's not enough, and then you get bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones, you're never going to carry it. Trust me. So find the size you want, really prioritize to what tools and or accessories you want to carry on your person all the time, where a weight is going to be manageable to you, and then there you go. Set it up how you like it and rock it. If you got a bigger one and you find, it's too heavy, try the smaller one. If you got a smaller one and even this kind of setup is too heavy, remove something. How often am I really going to be sharpening my knives? I don't need the weight of this, and this is a hefty little tool. You take this out, and guess what? Maybe that's the difference between you carrying it or not. So you have to kind of micromanage your personal setup and figure out what's going to work for you. So anyway, that is my current EDC. That's what I've been walking around with. If you happen to bump into me, that's what I got on me. Things are constantly changing. Of course, my main knife is constantly changing every single time. You know, I put my stuff on in the morning. I'm looking at different things, thinking of different things, and you know, it's always changing. And I know what you're thinking right now. Well, what was your main knife? And right here. Because I never reviewed this, and I totally forgot about it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to review it. So I keep a little kind of, I don't want to say junk drawer, but I have a drawer of stuff that's ready to be reviewed. And occasionally when I'm done using a knife, like this Mannix 2, I'll put it in there, and then time goes by and I'll get something else and I'll try that and I'll use it and I'll forget to review things. But thank you to you guys and your awesome messages and your comments going, Jeff, what the heck, man, you showed us this thing and I never saw a review of it. So come on, get on the ball. And that's exactly what happened. And someone reminded me to review this knife about 3 days ago. And I said, thank you very much. And I started EDCing it again because I wanted to refresh my memories. I keep notes on things when I use knives or tools or gear. I keep a notepad of different, thoughts because I may not remember it all. There's a lot of stuff going on. But particularly if I have a knife and I put it down for a while, or if I don't use it for a while, I can't just review it right away. I have to carry it again just to refresh my memory. All right, because not everything is in the notes. So yes, you will see a review on this knife very, very soon, but it is a pleasure to have. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be a positive review. I mean, every single knife has its pros and cons, but this is certainly one that I think most owners of this would be happy with. It's a little bit heavy, but if you're not really particular on your weight, this is an awesome knife to have. So anyway, that's it. That's my review. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.